Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be day 4 of our first impressions week. So day 1 was a Too Faced first impressions, so it had a BB cream, had a bronzer, blusher, eyeshadows, all that kind of jazz. Day 2 featured the Dior mascara, my first impressions opinion on that. And day 3 was 4 Burberry lipsticks, first impressions. I'll leave all the links down below, but we're now, as I said, on day 4. And day 4 is going to be all about the L'Oreal Infallible 24 Matte Mattifying Infallible Foundation. And I'm in the shade 20 Sand. I have a feeling this probably won't be the right shade for me, just because I'm not really the best at picking out drugstore kind of foundations. I always find that the name is nothing like what it actually says. So I actually took my friend Hannah with me and we picked this colour for me. So it says, L'Oreal Paris makeup designer have developed a new matte finish, lightweight, non-cakey, 24 matte perfection. The texture is meant to be medium and the coverage is meant to be high, so I'm all about that life. And the finish is meant to be matte and it's for shine control. So if you know and you watch my channel regularly, you'll probably know that I have an oily T-zone and dehydrated cheeks. So this is going to be amazing for obviously my oily T-zone, and hopefully it'll be okay on my dehydrated cheeks as well. So it has a pro tip in the back saying, smooth onto skin in circular motions for flawless looking coverage. And because it said that, I'm using a flat top kabuki brush for this, because it's in a circular motion, so it's probably going to be the best brush to apply it with. I'm not going to actually put any primer on. So the only thing I have on my skin at the moment is the Bare Minerals Pure Transformation Night Treatment, because I've just done a video on it. So I'm not actually going to take this off. It has given me just a little bit of coverage. It has evened out my skin a little bit. So obviously do bear that in mind. This is meant to be full coverage anyway, so it should make my skin look even better than this to begin with. So let's begin. So just move my lighting back a little bit because it was just making everything really, really bright. And the application is like a squeezy kind of tub one. And all I'm going to do is put this onto the back of my hand. It's actually a lot thinner than I thought it was going to be in texture. But it did say the texture was medium, so it's not ridiculously thin, but it's not ridiculously thick anyway. So I think the texture is definitely on point for the description. So I'm just going to basically wipe this onto my skin, and then obviously using my flat top kabuki brush and blend this out. I think this might just be just a little bit too pink toned for me, but I won't let that actually affect the first impressions of it. So I'm just working it in circular motions, just like it said on the packaging. When you first apply it, it looks really pink, but then when it actually dulls down on this side and settles into your skin, it's nowhere near as pink as when you first actually apply it. So this is what it looks like with obviously all over my face. Let me just focus it a little bit. I don't know if you can tell, but my face is really pink, obviously compared to my body, but it is starting to yellow out a little bit. First impressions of this is it is not matte at all. My nose is really shiny, and underneath here and my T-zone is really shiny, and obviously before this I had the powder on, so if anything, if it was a matte finish it'd probably make me look a bit too powdery, because obviously I had a powder on beforehand anyway. But it is not like a flat matte, which is nice. I'd probably still powder my T-zone just because my nose is like super shiny, and my nose only really gets like this after about 6-8 hours wear of makeup, and that's if I've been doing anything. If I've just been chilling around the house, then I don't really get that shiny. It normally takes a bit longer to get as shiny as what I am now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try actually powdering it and see what it looks like with a little bit of powder on top. So I'm just going to be taking the Rimmel Stay Matte powder, and like I said, just putting it in my T-zone. Even when I'm powdering it, the shine is still there, and normally this powder gets rid of shine straight away. When I've actually looked in the mirror to my left of me, it is really, really pink. And this is in the shade 20 Sand, so if you're a yellow tone person, I would not recommend getting this. So if you're anything like me, I mean, I'm NC20 in MAC, and this is way too pink for me. It is full coverage. I'm not gonna disagree with that. It's one of them ones where you have to, because obviously it is full coverage, you have to obviously brush your eyebrows afterwards, because it sticks to eyebrow hairs, but my eyebrows really need desperately doing, so that's probably the reason why. And it's a little bit darker than my complexion as well, but that's just my fault. It's not the brand's fault that this is too pink and too dark for me. That's my fault because I picked this shade. And I got mine out of Boots as well, in case you're wondering. Don't get me wrong, it is full coverage and I really like it. If I had the right shade, I'd really like this foundation. I probably would mix this maybe with a foundation that's way too yellow for me to balance it out a little bit. But as for like full coverage, I definitely agree with that, and I've not put absolutely loads on anyway. It has gone a little bit patchy where I put the powder on top of my T-zone, so do bear that in mind. But as for first impressions, I mean, it's a bit patchy here, and I've got like, see if I can blend it out a little bit. I'm really patchy here. I've got like one streak line there, like a little triangle where the foundation is just gone really light and then it's gone really dark, and this little bit here. So bear that in mind, it is a bit patchy as well. I mean, it's patchy all over my skin, and I blended it out in circular motions like what it recommended. So overall, I do believe it is a medium texture like it says on the back. I do believe the coverage is high, although it is patchy, but it could just be patchy because it's the wrong colour for me, so bear that in mind as well. I wouldn't say the finish is matte, I'd say it's satin, and I do believe it is non-cakey. You can't really feel like you've got much on. It doesn't feel anything like the MAC Studio Sculpt foundation, which is obviously full coverage, and it's in like, I thought it'd be maybe a dupe for it because of the packaging and everything, but I definitely prefer my MAC Studio Sculpt over this one, because this one is full coverage. It covers up anything and it stays put all night long. I've worn this on nights out and danced my little arse off and I've been okay. As for first impressions, if I had the right colour, I'd be really impressed by it. I do agree with all the things that it says in the back. Apart from it being a matte finish, I'd say it's more satin because it gives you a bit of shine. I'd really recommend rather asking somebody in Boots or Superdrug to help to get you matched up, because I thought this was the right shade for me and it's not. It's too pink and it's too dark, and I also had a friend helping me out as well, so if it asks for a bit of help you might get a bit better guidance with the colour. I can't say how long this will last for. It does say that it's 24-hour matte perfection. Obviously I don't believe that it's matte anyway, but as for 24-hour, I'm not entirely sure because I've only just put it on and it's my first time trying it. Completely honest with you, I'll probably end up selling this because it is the wrong shade, and as for these kind of foundations, I would definitely go for the Studio Sculpt over it, even though the price tag is like twice the amount, and maybe a little bit more than twice, to be honest. Thank you so much for requesting this video, Lisa. This is my first impressions on it. But completely honest with you, I would recommend if you have an oily T-zone like me, but not ridiculously oily, I'd say more combination kind of skin. I don't know if you can tell, but my cheekbones really stand out with this foundation. That is a really big bonus. I really like that because I haven't contoured her, but I mean, you can still tell my lips are still full of, of foundation. I've got nothing else on my actual face, but my cheekbones are really sticking out. I would recommend this if you are combination skin, because it is definitely not matte. So if you're super oily, and I mean like getting oily within an hour kind of thing, this isn't going to be any good for you. And if you have the choice between this one and this one, I'd go for the MAC Studio Sculpt. I don't know how this one managed to worm itself into the video, but it did. Thank you so much for requesting, Lisa. I really hope you enjoyed it, and everybody else who watched, and I will see you tomorrow for day 5 of First Impressions Week. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Bye guys! The lipstick also has the Burberry packaging on it as well. I'll do a close-up so that you can see.